Hi guys, my name's Matt from TEKCORE UK and today I'm here with a review of the Speck PixelSkin HD for the iPhone 5. I must admit at the start of this review that I'm a huge Speck fan and I loved the PixelSkin HD for both the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S, so I've been really excited to get my hands on the iPhone 5 version. In terms of packaging, Speck have kept it very simple and state it provides extra protection for the iPhone 5 and it has a pixelated texture for extra grip. Down at the bottom there's a little sticker stating that it's for the new iPhone, but Speck have got these cases out on the market very quickly, so we're wondering if perhaps they didn't know what the name of the new iPhone was going to be, so they thought they'd cover themselves either way, which we don't blame them for at all. So case manufacturers have certainly got ahead of the game on this one. Down at the bottom, it also says it's a PixelSkin HD, and they describe the case as a finely tuned, low-profile one for, obviously, the new iPhone. And as we go to flip the packaging over, I really like what Speck have done with it this time. Normally, if you go into a shop, they're not going to let you open up the cases because the packaging's sealed. Well, Speck have put a window in them on the back of the case, which actually lifts out. So you can lift the back open, it's not stuck down or anything like that. You can simply lift it up and take a look at the case, which means it should be really good if you do want to go into a store and try it on. You should just be able to do that, pop it on and see what you think on your phone. Because obviously when you put it on your own phone and hold it in your hand, you may feel a little bit different to what I do. But like I say, I was a huge fan of the ones for the 4 and the 4S, so I had no worries about the version for the iPhone 5. As we have a look at the back of the case, you can see that Pixel HD texture. They do a standard PixelSkin, which has got much larger squares, which are much deeper on the back. But this one, they're very small and they're very flat, but they do provide a nice grippy texture. As we have a look at the cutouts on the back, you can also see the camera cutout is somewhat smaller than most on typical iPhone cases. A lot of the new iPhone 5 cases have got huge cutouts, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the smaller cutout a little bit later on in the video. But this is something that I'm very impressed with, and it's perhaps my favourite feature of the case so far. So as we have a look at the side of the case, we've got a Speck logo. It is a little bit hard to see on the video. Moving on to the bottom, we've got the cutout for the lightning connector as well as the headphone jack, and tiny little holes in there for the speaker and the microphone. Moving on to the other side, we've got our silent switch cutout and our volume buttons. And then up on the top, we've got the button for the power switch and sleep wake button. We really like that Speck have chosen to actually place buttons built into the case, because although the TPU case like this isn't too thick, it does add a little bit of extra bulk around the sides, so having these buttons makes it much easier to press than if there was just a cutout for it. So let's take a look at the inside of the case. Speck have kept it really simple, and they've simply just put their logo down in the bottom alongside some text that says designed in California and made in China, much like our Apple products that we've come to know and love. So let's have a look at it with the iPhone in. So I'm just going to bring my iPhone in because it's slightly out of view at the moment, and putting it into the case is really easy. I'm going to start with the volume button side, place that one in, and then simply push down onto the iPhone. To be honest, I actually made that look a little bit difficult on camera, but it is really easy. Getting the case off of the iPhone again is very simple. The TPU material is really flexible, which makes it super easy. Around the edge of the front of the iPhone, we've got a little bit of a lip. So if you place it face down on a surface, you're not going to scratch up the screen of your iPhone. And that's something that's hugely important and something we've come to love from the Apple bumpers, although there aren't any this time. So down at the bottom, we've got that headphone jack cutout and the lightning cutout. The headphone jack cutout we really like. It's large enough for third-party headphones and the Apple AirPods. The lightning connector itself is perfect, and we also like the little holes in the bottom for the speaker grill and microphone because it looks much better than just having one huge cutout along the bottom of the iPhone. So that's a really great design feature from Speck. As we flip the case over, we've got the silent switch cutout, which is actually very easy to get to, as well as the buttons for the volume up and volume down. And then moving around to the top, we've got the power button, and like I mentioned earlier, having that actual extra piece of TPU there makes it super easy. And then on the side I've just flicked it round. It's still difficult to see on the camera, but there is a Speck logo. Then moving around back to this camera cutout, as I mentioned earlier, it's really small. Whilst it's large enough for the camera and the microphone and flash all to be absolutely fine in use, it's small enough to not expose any of the aluminium on the backplate of the iPhone, something which a lot of the larger cutouts do actually do. So this is something we really like. Obviously, the back of the iPhone Speck case itself is very grippy. It's got that pixel texture, which when you hold it in the hand makes it feel very secure, and it definitely doesn't feel like it's going to slide out very easily. But it's also very thin, so we're absolutely thrilled with the way that it fits on the phone. So there we have it, the graphite Speck PixelSkin HD for the iPhone 5. It retails at $29.95, which is about £18 for us in the UK, and is available in a variety of colours. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Follow us on Twitter at TEKCORE UK, and be sure to read our full review at www.tekcore.co.uk. Subscribe to our channel for all the latest reviews as and when they happen. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our site.